We've all seen that show where the cute little couple takes a rundown shack and makes it into a work of art by the end of the 30 minutes. One of the things they usually do is paint the exterior of the brick. I will tell you the reason they do this is because they want a cheap fix and they want it done quickly. But it's not always the best for a home to paint the brick. So let's discuss that for a moment. One of the things that's the problem, and probably the main thing, is that when you paint your brick, you hold the moisture in the walls. Now, brick's probably the perfect covering for your home. It's very protective, and it does what we call breathing, which means it wicks the moisture out away from your home. Now, when you paint that brick, the brick can no longer breathe. It can no longer wick that moisture. So this causes damage to the brick over time. And depending on the paint you use and whether you maintain that, it could cause what we call spalling, which is horrific to your home. It pops the faces off the brick, it cracks, it flakes, and we're not talking flaking the paint, we're talking flaking the whole brick. So this is something you don't want. It's a very expensive fix if your brick starts to spall like that. Another thing is it's very, very high maintenance. I mean, we're talking about you have to inspect your home every 6 months to a year to make sure it's not spalling, to make sure that it's still uniform, because as brick gets older, it ages differently, and it could cause your paint to start cracking in one place and not crack in another. So in a year or two, not only could you have a spotty house, but if there's damage, then you're really in trouble. You're really going to have a problem. So that high maintenance is something that's not really good for most people. In fact, some of the houses that you see on that TV show, one of the reasons they sell that home later is because it's so high maintenance to take care of that brick. So pretty much that's the two main points, although there are others besides the maintenance and besides the damage. And we're seeing damage as early as 2 years now, so that's very important. So what is the alternative? Well, if you absolutely have to paint your brick, make sure you do the proper preparation, which is very usually expensive and or time consuming, to make sure that it's right, and use the proper paint. There is masonry paint that you can use. It helps the brick to breathe, but it's still not the best alternative. One of the alternatives is a lime wash. We do this often. It's a method that's been used for centuries. It protects the bricks from the weather, from the erosion, and it helps them to breathe. It's breathable, and you still have to maintain it, but probably not as expensive as repainting every year or two. Now, one of the other things you could do is have a brick stainer come in and stain your brick. This is a beautiful alternative. You can stain it any color you want to. It's very low maintenance and the brick breathes. However, it can be a very expensive alternative. So, in conclusion, I really suggest we don't paint our brick. We use an alternative if we think we've got to. You might even just wash the exterior every once in a while, and it will look like a brand new home if it's not been washed in its entire lifetime. So if you're really itching to make the exterior of your home look different, and you really, really want to do something different with your brick, let's think outside the box. We can get curb appeal other ways, such as painting the exterior trim, or changing your landscaping, or just washing the brick down. You can also do as we talked about, lime wash it, or have somebody come professionally stain it the color you would like it to be. This will help you and help your home. Just make sure you call a professional masonry company and ask them what their suggestion is. Get a good quote, or 2 or 3, and then decide on which company you think will make your home look beautiful and stand out among the crowd. Brick Lady signing off.